Alrighty, IB Juniors, Unit 1.3, finding a quadratic from its graph. It's actually remarkably simple, to be real with you, because graphs tell you a lot of information. Let's start with this one. Right off the jump, this thing points down. The fact that it points down tells me that it's going to begin with a negative number. Boom, right there. That's just by looking at it. What else do we see? We were given 3 coordinates, and all 3 of them matter. These 2 are our x-intercepts, our zeros, which means that we could write the equation of this quadratic in intercept form just with an unknown a value on front. Now that a value will end up being negative. You could have called it negative a if you wanted to. It won't matter. It'll all come out in the wash. But I'm going to write my 2 sets of parentheses, intercept form. X goes in the front of both of them. And we know that -1 makes one of my sets negative. So this must be +1. And that +3 makes the other one negative, or makes the other one 0. It's just supposed to be -3. All right. Now all we need to know is, what is A? And in order to figure out what A is, we use this coordinate of 0, 3, replacing all my x's with zeros and my y with a 3. 3 equals A times. All right, well, 0 plus 1, 1. 0 minus 3, -3. So what we get is that 3 equals -3a. Dividing both sides by -3 gets us a equals -1. So we can write this quadratic in intercept form because we weren't told what form to choose, as y equals negative x plus 1, x minus 3. Now obviously the order of your parentheses does not matter. There it is. Ta-da! Really simple. Okay. Next example. What do we see? Well, we know it points up, so we do know that the number on the front will be a positive value. We can also see our vertex is at 2, 0. We have a y-intercept at 0, 8. And since I know the vertex, I'm going to go ahead and write this one in vertex form. Y equals unknown A vertex form. The vertex is going to be whatever makes the inside equal 0 here, since 2 makes it 0, so we know that this is a -2, plus this number out here, but the y value of the vertex is 0, so there's actually not a number there. So there you go. That is in vertex form, since the vertex is 2, 0. And we do the same thing we did in part A. We're going to plug in this coordinate of 0, 8. 0 here, 8 here. 8 equals A -2 squared. So 8 equals 4a. We know that a is 2. And then our final answer, y equals 2 times x minus 2, quantity squared. So simple. Easy peasy. Third example. All right. What were we given? Well, we were shown that the axis of symmetry is at x equals 1. We were shown that the y-intercept is at 16. That is not the y value of the vertex. It's just the y-intercept. We were shown that we have a 0 at -2. And it kind of feels like you need more information. But guess what? Axis of symmetry cuts a parabola in half. So if I had to go left 1, 2, 3 units to get to this 0, I'd have to go right 1, 2, 3 units to get to that 0. So there it is. Now this one's exactly like part A. We can write an intercept form, and we will plug in 0, 16 after we've done that. I haven't written in purple yet. Let's write in purple. Y equals an unknown A value, X in the front of both of these sets of parentheses, and we know -2 makes one of them 0, plus 2. We know +4 makes the other one 0, -4. Dropping in 0, 16 is going to give us, we'll hope the red and the purple are drastically different. 16 equals A times 0 plus 2, 2. 0 minus 4, -4. That gives us 16 equals -8A. So dividing both sides by -8 will give us that A equals -2. Our final quadratic equation, on this side of the page at least, will be y equals -2, x plus 2, x minus 4, and just like last time, order of parentheses is unimportant. Just playing a little bit of graph puzzle here. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay. Let's flip it over. It says find the equation of the quadratic whose graph crosses the x-axis at 4 and -3. Okay, that means those are the zeros. So once again, intercept form is going to be the way to go. The third piece of information that we were given was there is a point at 2, -20. Back to blue. Y equals an unknown A, my parentheses, x in the front of both. A +4 makes one of them 0, so -4. A -3 makes the other one 0, +3. And this time we do have to plug in an x and a y. So what does that give us? -20 equals A times -2 times 5. Or -20 equals -10A. Dividing both sides by -10 gives us A equals 2. So if the form that we need to use was not dictated to us, we'd be finished when we wrote y equals 2 times x minus 4 times x plus 3. But standard form was dictated. So you do have to FOIL here. I'm going to assume that because we are all in IB mathematics, you know how to FOIL and then combine like terms. So I'm just going to go ahead and write down what that quadratic would be. X squared minus x minus 12. And now you just distribute the 2, and you're finished. And there it is. I feel like I should change colors more. It's a lot of blue. Oh well, it's already done. She's holding up an orange pen. No thank you. It always looks like red. All right. Same old story. Nothing really new here. Because we know the vertex of both of these quadratics, I'm going to suggest vertex form. It's just so useful. We'll just write generic vertex form. Y equals A times x minus h quantity squared plus k, where the vertex numbers go here and here. So for A, we get y equals an unknown A value, x minus 3 squared minus 2. That's h, that's k. We can solve for unknown a value using that coordinate right there of 0, 16. Switch it up a little bit. How about purple and blue? Dropping a 0 right there gives me -3 squared. So 16 equals 9a minus 2. Add 2 to both sides and divide by 9. And all that's left to do at that point is simply write out the whole answer. You know, I'm going to switch colors again. Y equals 2 times x minus 3 squared minus 2. Hooray, easy math. And last question. Here's h, here's k. Y equals unknown a value, x minus -4 squared plus 2. This is where you would drop in the point -2, 0. So this one, -2, 0, has us replacing our y value with a 0 and our x value with a -2. And we just need to solve for a. Excuse me, 0 equals 4a plus 2. We're going to subtract 2 and divide by 4 to get a equals -1/2. Again, all that's left to do, take that number, throw it right there, and we're finished. And let's switch colors. Let's go back to green. Y equals -1/2 times x plus 4 quantity squared plus 2. And that one is in the books, folks.